it's Jack Devine, and welcome to another episode of Office Hours. Today, I only have a half an hour to kick towards this thing, but I figured I would share with you something that was kind of exciting that happened yesterday around here. This bad boy showed up in the mail, and it was super cold, so I had to wait for a little while for it to acclimate to our house. Put it in a warm spot and let the box heat up, and then take the case out and let the case heat up a little bit. And lo and behold, inside was this delicious slice of cherry pie. Oh my goodness, all mahogany, body and neck, rosewood finger bod. I'm plugged into kind of a Marshall-y sound, a old school kind of spitty Marshall thing that, if you wind down the volume, things get a little duller and, more. God damn it. That's pissing me off, this stupid mic stand that holds my iPad. There you go. Now you can get a feel for the whole thing. Anyway, super pretty. I haven't owned an SG since my guitar teacher gave me one while one of my guitars was being repaired. He had one of those walnut 3-pickup customs in the 70s. And he also had a cream one that was just I think it was a 2-pickup custom. So I had only played the ones with the ebony fingerboards personally. And Angus Young is a big hero of mine in terms of his vibrato and just general attack on the guitar. But I don't really sound like him or play like him, but definitely that and Clapton era, with the... Don't have one, but it's on the list. Yeah, man. So I'm on the neck pickup here with a little bit of grind at around 8. Then we go in the middle, get a little bit of extra chirp. Really nice guitar. Get a little bit extra chirp out of that, and that's with the bridge pickup again on about 8 with the tone rolled down the way I like at around 4 or 5. And then we go to the bridge pickup, and you're going to get a... And again, with the way the 50s wiring works, at around 8, the guitar EQ changes. So the volume is a tone control in and of itself. If we come up with the treble, not only will the gain come up, but so too will the brightness. Okay, so then the tone control can come down a little bit. And the thing I love most about this guitar is when you pin the treble control all the way, the treble tone control all the way back, you really do get this great cello-y. Yeah, the bridge cranked is, this is all Kemper. This is the Kemper simulation of the Marshall had a reissue that they did of the JTM 45 with the smaller 4x12 with the 15 watt cones. Anyway, that's what this is an emulation of, and I've got it set kind of clean with their phony tube screamer, which is kind of a full range tube screamer. It doesn't really roll off the lows quite as much as the real deal does. So this right here is kind of that the kind of muted very vowely sound that you can get with the Iommi sound, or with the if you put it in the middle and you get the kind of get your yayas out, that kind of very thick. And then you can bring in more and more treble as you bring this up to like 2. It'll sound a lot more normal. Very rocking. But hey, thanks for stopping by. Just kind of showing off a little bit. I'm not quite sure how it's going to get implemented into things around here, but so with the volume down a little bit on the neck pickup, you know, kind of a nice. Volume down, tone all the way up on the neck with the overbright Marshall sound is a really nice. Kind of a nice kind of sound there. Then you come here and you get. That kind of thing. Anyway, really nice for that. Kind of a little leaner, a little meaner than my Les Paul without quite as much width. Like the Les Paul, when I played my Les Paul through this kind of sound, it's a big, wide, fat monolith of every, like, more full spectrum. So that's kind of what I was interested in, is something that was a little bit more cutting, a little bit brighter, a little lighter. Although, to be honest, my Les Paul weighs like 7.5 pounds and it's not chambered. And it's kind of a unicorn in that regard. Hang on a second. Somebody just emailed me. Oh my goodness. So, you know, it's kind of a fun thing to have a couple of different flavors of this. The pickups and are slightly less caliente than the pickups on my Les Paul, which are super spicy. I'm not quite sure how. What guitars am I going to be using next weekend? I think I'm going to go with my tried and true split between the black Strat and my and the Tobacco Burst. I don't know this one yet, and to be honest, output from the pickups is drastically different than, especially on the bridge pickup. It's a lot different than the bursted 335. So I'll probably play that. So let's see. Yeah, I did play cream. Can I play black and back and black? Yeah, I can play the little, but it doesn't sound right. I think my D string, the D note, is a little out. Something like that. It's been forever. Something's out there. So anyway, definitely having a good time with it. Just trying to get to know the ins and outs of this thing. It does feel a little odd, you know, like this kind of guitar, a Firebird, a V, Explorers, they're all like kind of shifted to the left for me. They all feel like they're all starting like 6 inches further this way. So I always play them on this, like on the shotgun hip. So and so consequently, you can really get some upper fret access, which is nice. Something out though. My basement is getting really hot. Unfortunately, it was like 28 degrees here yesterday. So I had to sit there and stare at this box on my kitchen counter for 3 hours. And I'm telling you, patience is not a virtue I have in abundance. But then again, oh man, I hate it when strings go sharp on me. Anyway, I just figured I would share before my 10 o'clock lesson, and I have a rehearsal today, so came down here to get a little play in, and then I thought, you know what, I'll just send this thing out. So the one thing I want to share with anybody who's curious about how these old guitars with the 50s wiring works is that right now we're at 10 with the tone down literally on 2.5. That's if I put this tone control all the way up, it's going to be quite shrill. Yuck. That's just too much. That's just too much presence. So I come all the way down into that Tony Iommi kind of voice. That kind of mud tone. And then I just add it in until I can hear the string. And that way, when you come to the neck pickup and you're full up, you get a nice throaty. Nice and clear. Really articulate. But if you do it the other way around, where you dial in this all the way up, the amp darker, then when you go to the neck pickup, all you get is muddy dog shit. It's not good. So you can't really have it both ways. So I tend to go with the brighter bridge rolled down, which gives it that kind of, you're right there on the edge of that, what I call that coronet. Roll it down just a little bit. It starts to get a little honky and then all the way down. Which is a sound I definitely like. It's weird. That kind of woman tone thing. Anyway, I'm not using a tremendous amount of overdrive, but can get some nice shading between the two pickups, which is kind of fun. Usually I'll keep the neck pickup down a little bit so that the bias kind of leans towards the brighter sound in the middle. But you can do it the other way around. So that would be the neck up at around 7 or 8 and the bridge wide, not wide open tonally, but wide open in terms of volume. So you just get a little bit of that extra beef from the neck pickup. Kind of smooths it out a little bit versus this. It's kind of a subtle distinction, though. You can increase that by rolling down the highs on the neck pickup and then raising its volume up a little bit more. Or almost equal. Now, funny thing about these guitars, when you put them in the middle position and you change like it's humless when you're in 10 on 10, but when you go like this, just a little bit, you can hear just a little bit of come in, just the slightest bit. So the term humbucker is somewhat of a misnomer. But get that nice woody knock that way, or you can go the other way and roll down the bridge and leave this open, and you get a little creamier. Very nice. A little bit more definition. Even a little bit more. Dirty, creamy sound. I like that. Anyway, then we can flip it, the bias around the other way. Anyway, super fun to get around on some of those more rock sounds. It's not even that high gain, though. I'll probably figure out. The thing about this guitar is it's got a little bit more, because it's like more stripped back in terms of its bass content. When you plug it into sounds that you were using with the Les Paul, it kind of comes really far forward in the upper mids because there isn't any of that low end to kind of balance it out. So it sounds a little harsh. So I need to go through some of my profiles and kind of geek it out to kind of not make it sound more like a Les Paul, but just to, bring out the best parts of its character, which are definitely its looks. Holy shit, do I love the way this thing looks. It's light. It's like 6.5 pounds, which is super fun to just wear. And granted, I'm sitting down. It doesn't neck dive, but if it's in my lap without a strap, it definitely wants to go and lay down, not all the way, but like kind of go, a little bit like that. So it definitely likes this suede strap, which is like used to have another piece to it, but I took it out so that I could play seated and never have to worry about the guitar doing anything wonky, you know, when I do these lessons and things. So let's ditch the overdrive pedal and we'll come into full up and you can hear what it sounds like through. That's just the amp itself, which is, again, it's slightly pushed. Middle position there, neck. I like how you can really hear it. These are not potted pickups, though, and anybody that's unfamiliar with the way old PFs, the patent applied for pickups, the first generation of humbuckers, were created, you know, Seth Lover was out to try to best the P90, which is a great sounding pickup design, but it does have as one of its main ingredients. So they decided to try to get rid of that to distinguish themselves from the Fender guitars, which also featured a prevalent amount of in the signal. So in '57, they came out with the humbucker, but they didn't realize that at higher volumes that people were going to come to use the guitar at, which they didn't have amps that loud at the time. I guess did I lose you guys? It looked like my internet connection just went down. Anyway, I got to go soon anyway, but I just wanted to share. All right, and anyway, they aren't dipped in wax, but they eventually became potted. They called it potted because you dip the pickup in a pot of boiling wax, and you go bloop, bloop. And thanks for letting me know I'm still here, Joe. And so that would stop the vibration between the copper windings from, you know, and also from the top of the pickup from rattling. And so those pickups, the potted pickups, they do have a little less spank to them, in particular on the neck pickups, I find. So you can really hear that. It's kind of very active, that pickup. Now, granted, I'm going line in at the moment and talking into a microphone. That's why you can hear my sexy deep bass in my voice. Yeah. No, you can. This is just the best way to get my voiceover to not sound like it's trapped in a big echoey room. But if you ask me, my guitar rig sounds better in the room than through the DI of the Kemper. But that character of that clarity is definitely there on that neck pickup. The bridge pickup I'm a little less enthused by. With the exception of when it's wound up, it sounds right. And I definitely like the way it does the cello thing. That whole thing, that kind of aqualung thing, which I can't play the riff, so don't ask. But it definitely sounds like a Jethro Tull record, you know, where like, you know, you hear that, where it sounds all kind of hollow and almost like an electric cello effect. So anyway, a little bit more treble, and next thing you know, folks, I'm going to bail. I got to be on time for Tamir, my favorite West Coast guitar student who is up at 7 o'clock this morning getting ready to take a lesson. That is a hardworking gentleman. Anyway, I will see you guys another time. All right, adios, Jobin. I'm going with I love you, man. All right, later. Bye, 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 bye.